This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Another Power Pack program for you, being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Again, open Monday through Saturday, begin 11 o'clock, Sundays at 12 noon. Joe's Pizza still ranked number 1 in Wyoming, top 10 by the Food Network folks for, 5 decades now. He has been bringing delicious Paisan cuisine along with his brother and, of course, his nephew and the great staff over at Mondello's Pizzeria. For takeout only, please call 778-6068, 778-6068, or you can go to the takeout window there at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, and place your order for delicious Paisan cuisine, always freshly made for you every day. First Tier Bank's right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Again, offering all the banking services. Again, you want to talk to them first about their CD packages right now, again, with some great maturity rates. So, again, you want to talk to them. Even though everything is kind of low right now, First Tier Bank is going to make you an offer you can't refuse, 632-3500. Lennox Auto Body is located on Dunn Avenue at 1020 Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center can be found over on Pershing Boulevard. When you want it back almost showroom new, then that's when you take it to Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center for detailing. Yes, on Pershing Boulevard or replacing a windshield. At Dunn Avenue, you want it repaired properly. You want it done in-house. You want it done locally. You want it done by a company that's been doing this for over 25 years. Then you want it done by Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Bnb Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Getting your home for Frigidaire, Maytag, Whirlpool, GE appliances. Again, whether it's the kitchen or the laundry repair, you're going to find some great selections over at Bruce's Place. Again, also televisions are sold there, hence the name BnB Appliance and TV. And they have a great service center as well, too. They service what they sell, or if something is amiss at your place, give that service center a call. They'll be by to take care of it. 638-6468, 714 Central Avenue, the home for B&B Appliance and TV. The home is Bluegrass Circle for Medicat Pharmacy next door to Texas Roadhouse, where Gene and his wonderful staff invite you to come on in. Yeah, you come on in. They're practicing social distancing. They do have a convenient drive-through for you as well with your doctor's prescription. Let Medicat Pharmacy fill those prescriptions and explain those medications to you. They also offer other supplies inside at Medicat Pharmacy. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards, where Ray and Cindy invite you to try their Parmesan meal kits in regular, spicy, or grilled for just $14.99. Again, they offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner with their mobile curbside or their 2 convenient drive-thrus, open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. And ice cream is back. It's in a cup, but that's okay. We'll take it. Anything is delicious and always delicious from our friends over at Chick-fil-A, the home of the real chicken sandwich taste, on at Windmill and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Platte Valley Bank has 2 banking locations for you at the corner of College and Pershing and on Vandehigh. Rick and the great staff invite you to come on in, 778-0021. You may want to call them, maybe about a refi right now, whether it's your auto or your home. Again, some loans with some fantastic low interest rates are being offered right now at Platte Valley Bank of Cheyenne. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, where, again, AJ and the crew invite you to come on out to the lot. Take a test drive of the all-new Seltos. Their brand-new SUV is on the lot for a test drive for your inspection. Again, they're sanitizing hourly. They have hand sanitizer there, too. If you want to do your business face-to-face or mask-to-mask, they'll do that for you. You want to deal with your people right there at Key of Cheyenne. Or if you want to do it online, go to keyofcheyenne.com. They'll complete the buy and leasing process. Talk about money down, payments. They'll even do your trade-in online, too. They'll give you a Kelly Blue Book value for it. Just follow all the prompts. It's very simple. So, again, if you want to stay home and do your business that way, that's fine. They'll even arrange a delivery to your location as well, too. Key of Cheyenne. For more information, call them at 775-0123. And it's scoreboard time Our scoreboard is being brought to you by the 5 locations of Taco John's of Cheyenne. Now, remember, with Taco John's of Cheyenne, they're offering on their app delivery as well. But if you want to go to the drive-thrus, see them on the South Greeley Highway, downtown KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, Delrange and Ridge, and Persian and Ridge. You always can get your fill, especially now with that burrito challenge over at Taco John's of Cheyenne. We go to Nick first with our scoreboard.
Recapping from this past weekend on the local side with the Cheyenne Extreme, where it was their final, at least, tournament action for 2020, going 3-2. Saturday had 3 contests where they went 2-1, seeing some victories like 9-1, 5-3 against the NC Sting team down there. These games happening in Fort Lupton, Colorado. Sunday, 1 lone victory for Cheyenne Extreme, 12-2 against the NC Sting team as well. Unfortunately, their at least season came to an end with a 3-7 loss on Sunday, so no championship from that Fort Lupton tournament. So that's how the season ends for the Cheyenne Extreme. Looking at how they did this season, 30-15-1 overall on the abbreviated 2020 campaign. NHL action for tonight and even today. 1-game final from earlier. It is the Carolina Hurricanes defeating the New York Rangers 4-1. Carolina leads that qualifier, at least round 2-0 over the Rangers. In progress right now with 5 minutes left in the third period. The Winnipeg Jets are leading the Calgary Flames 3-2. Tampa Bay Lightning leading the Washington Capitals 1-0. That's the end of the first period. Getting underway at 6:30. Coming up, it will be the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Dallas Stars. That'll be 4:30 at least Mountain Time. Pittsburgh Penguins will take on the Montreal Canadiens, and the Edmonton Oilers. They're in Edmonton, the only team that's kind of hosting outside of Toronto. But the Edmonton Oilers will host, so to speak, the Chicago Blackhawks coming up tonight. So that's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
We look at Major League Baseball. We already have a postponement. That would be the Tigers at the Cardinals due to COVID-19 concerns with the Cardinals. They do have a makeup date scheduled for the 5th. But the way we're looking at it, Nick, it could be all 4 games of this series could be scrapped. But again, they're looking at coming back on Wednesday. It's good to see the Phillies are back. They will take on the Yankees in the Bronx for this evening. Indians and the Reds will be at Great American Ballpark. 5 o'clock game, we'll have the Mets at the Braves, Brewers and the White Sox, as the Brewers are back in action at Miller Park. That'll be in the 6 o'clock hour. Pirates and Twins at Target Field. 6:15 for the Royals and the Cubs at Wrigley. San Francisco will visit the Rockies at Coors Field for a 6:40 start. Dodgers and the Padres at Petco tonight. Athletics and the M's will be at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. And we move along to the NBA, where the Nuggets are leading the Thunder in the second period, getting close to halftime, 49-46. Pacers and the Wizards have reached the half, 56-47. Final in from earlier, the Raptors over the Heat, 107-103. Games that will get underway later on at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Kissimmee. It will be the Grizzlies and the Pelicans at 4:30. 6 o'clock game will have the Spurs and the 76ers. Lakers Jazz will be the nightcap at 7 p.m. Our scoreboard brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne.
Taco John's presents the most satisfying burrito ever. Challenge. We challenge you to find a burrito as big on flavor as the new Boss Burrito or Bowl, with over a pound of grilled chicken and cilantro lime rice. And we also challenge you to find it for less than $6. Go ahead. We'll wait. The new $6 Boss Burrito or Bowl from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better. Download the Taco John's app today for even more exclusive deals. Crunching.
The message is simple. Drive sober or get pulled over. If you drink and drive, remember it's illegal and it can cost you your freedom or worse, your life. It's been determined that a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or more can impair you considerably when you are behind the wheel. Financially, it can devastate you if you get arrested. More importantly, it could result in losing a friend or a family member. That price is too high to pay. Call a designated driver after enjoying a night out and get home safe. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds. Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. No matter what tomorrow brings, some things won't change, like Schwab's commitment to see the world through clients' eyes. That commitment is why Schwab is always here for their clients with clear guidance and committed service to help maintain focus on achieving long-term goals. So whatever happens today, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit schwab.com/Cheyenne to learn how Schwab.
You get everything you want with the new 2020 Kia Forte. AJ Miller here for Kia of Cheyenne. And this sport compact sedan has advanced technology, sleek styling, awesome connectivity, and plenty of space for passengers. The new GT line provides an available 201 horsepower turbocharged engine for responsive acceleration, quick shifting, and even more fun at the wheel. See the Forte today at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Out on a long journey, remember to have your car or truck serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They will take care of most minor situations, from a simple oil change to working on your fuel pump, tune-ups, brakes, shocks, and making sure you stay cool on your long road trips by taking care of your air conditioning unit. See John and his great staff today to make sure all of your vehicle needs are taken care of so they don't flare up into major problems. Remember, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service is a TechNet professional, where their work is covered by a nationwide limited repair warranty that extends across North America for 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. For more information, check out technetprofessional.com on the World Wide Web. So if something happens to misfire, there's a TechNet professional nearby. Visit Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service today, taking care of our vehicle needs for nearly 30 years. Open Monday through Friday at 604 West Lincoln Way, or call for an appointment at 632-0498.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with a pretty good chance for showers and afternoon thunder. Some of these storms could be severe. Expect a daytime high near 83. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance for evening showers and thunderstorms. Our low down to 54. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're calling for mostly sunny in the morning, increasing clouds throughout the day with showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. We're calling for a daytime high near 84. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a very good chance for showers and evening thunder. Our low dropping down to 53 degrees.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Sports Talk today. Good afternoon. Larry Proati, along with Nick Proati. We bring on our first guest. He is Trevor Wilson, Wyoming High School Activities Association Associate Commissioner. Trevor, I wish this was 2019 and we can talk about some reclassifications and all that kind of stuff. But here it is, 2020, and obviously COVID-19 pandemic has changed the course of our history, has changed the course of our student athletes and athletics in general for the Wyoming High School Activities Association. I can't imagine what you, along with the board, must be going through with, I guess, a daily update on what can be done, what can't be done. You guys must be pulling your hair out.
Yeah, crazy times for sure. Unfortunately for Ron and I, we were both bald anyway, so there's no hair left to pull. So, but it's crazy, as you guys know. Every day changes, it seems like, and we just had a rescheduling meeting, for lack of better words, today with all of our schools to try to come up with some different schedules for our fall sports to shrink the tournaments, and we did some different things in all our sports. So, we're moving full speed ahead, but you guys know as well as I do that this changes daily, and we'll just keep moving ahead. And we look forward to starting our practices on August 10th for 4A football, golf, and tennis, and then the 17th for the rest of our sports.
Let me finish up on what he was mentioning there, Nick. Trevor, going back to what you were saying there, I guess how many what-if scenarios do you have on the hot plate right now? Because, like you said, you got different endings, so to speak, for football and cross country and golf and all that. I mean,
right.
What about all these what ifs? Again, how fast could this shut down too?
Well, that's the scary part. We never know how fast it can shut down. We're hoping that if it does shut down, that we get a week or 2 weeks max, and we're going to have a culminating event, however that looks, because we feel our kids deserve it, especially after last winter and then spring, of course, didn't get a chance at all. But we have it depends on each sport, but we'll have A through G. Sometimes we get to Z as far as alternate plans. And we may have to look at those and adjust those as well, but we've been working on this thing since the end of May, and just trying to come up with plans and just so we can have some opportunity for our kids to have activities.
And something we've alluded to and seen and kind of showcase off of, especially on the football side of things here in the state of Wyoming, where you're talking plans A through G, and sometimes it goes all the way on down to Z. But there was talks about going as the normal route of week 0 all the way through to the state at least title, which, again, we now have the understanding that state championship will be at least the higher seeding of the playoff team this year, especially in Class 4A. But as we look at those schedules, and even tossed out was the potential of North versus South, East versus West as well, too, in the state of Wyoming. But, you talk about schedules and looking at invitationals, especially for volleyball, golf, swimming, and diving as well, too, for the upcoming fall semester for high school. But is today the date that we have a definitive answer of, okay, here's what volleyball is going to at least expect at Cheyenne East, and here's what football at Cheyenne Central is going to expect? Or is it something, as you're talking about, hey, it's going to be fluid week by week of anything and everything can happen?
Well, I'd say there's a combination. I mean, we have certainly put in place for all of our fall sports that we will have no more than one-day tournaments, if you want to call it that. Just to minimize the travel, and our schools just don't feel comfortable yet to spend the night. So we have made that move in all of our fall sports. We will not have multiple day events, more duels and triangulars and those sort of things. But again, it is fluid, and we may have to adapt, and we're going to just do whatever we can to try to have a season for these kids.
Now with you, Trevor, and also to the Activities Association, we had Chad Whitworth on last week talking about kind of Laramie County School District number 1, since he is the board representative for this part of at least of the state. But for you and the board, and something that is also too kind of cropped up, where hey, we are happy right now that hey, things are a go, where practice will start on time, games or at least everything should start on time here in the state of Wyoming, but people are starting to wonder of, hey, what are fans going to be allowed, or how is that going to be outlined? Is that something that you and the board are going to come out and say that this is encompassing for all classifications across the entire state of Wyoming for all sports, or is it going to be up to those individual districts of Laramie County School District number 1 is going to be different than Natrona County?
Right, and that's a great question. We're still working on the fan piece of this. We're working with the state health department, as well as, we have to work with the local folks as well. So that's the challenging part of that. And, as you guys know, some gyms are bigger than others. So to just put a number, 100 people in Natrona's gym versus 100 people in Cokeville's gym looks a lot different. So we're still working through those pieces. It may be a little different at schools, but our schools really want some sort of place to start from, at least some sort, so that everybody's on the same playing field.
Trevor, one of the things too is we're all probably anticipating the governor to speak again here at his next press conference, mid-month, where he will either,
I think it's the 15th.
Where he's either going to allow bigger groups, especially in more confined places, or I would venture to say that would probably encompass our football stadiums, where, again, right now, we don't know whether we're allowed in, parents are going to be allowed in. I think you're going to have a more definitive answer coming up here in about 12 days.
I agree with you 100%. We're hoping that maybe it goes from 250 to, maybe even 500 for outdoor events, and if he wants to do anything with the indoor events, that would be awesome as well. But yeah, you're exactly right. All of our plans that we have in place really are dictated by our guidelines set by the governor.
How encouraging is it for you, Trevor, and also to the board to see what happened this summertime where, at least in this part of the world here in the state of Wyoming, we were one of the first to get baseball players out back on the fields with the American Legion programs, especially here in Cheyenne with Post 6. Even softball was Cheyenne Extreme on the kind of, again, competitive side, and also to recreation here in the city of Cheyenne, where, again, we saw that it evolved where fans were allowed in stands, and also, too, we saw that there weren't any evidence of outbreaks, especially with those gatherings outdoors to watch these outside activities. How encouraging is that to see that it's a possibility as we head into high school athletics, especially for the football season?
Yeah, it certainly helps, and we were a little leery when those things were all starting. We're like, holy moly, this could be good or bad, and knock on wood, right now it's been pretty good for all of those. And, there's been soccer, basketball, everything's going on right now, so we feel good about that, and we also feel good about, we feel like our schools are just going to do a great job of managing this and making sure our kids are safe and doing everything that they can do to make sure our kids have a season. So we feel like we have that infrastructure built in that we can do a great job. Now, whether or not we have an outbreak or, one or two kids, I think that may happen with the amount of kids we have involved. But, again, we feel like our schools are going to do a great job with that.
I look back to, obviously, the cancellation of the state tournament. And again, with the 3A, 4A schools in Casper, that's a lot of tickets that did not get the opportunity to be sold. I'm looking at this on the financial side, being a business owner too. How much of an impact right now could the Wyoming High School Activity Association / high schools get hit if we go that negative route?
Yeah, I mean, we estimated our hit for 3A, 4A basketball was over $100,000, and the spring sports was not quite as bad because track and field and soccer kind of are a wash because we usually lose money in one and make a little in the other. But yeah, it's certainly something. We're in a good spot right now, but we certainly don't want to go through that again this fall.
Well, Trevor, real quick, one last thing from me before we let you go. And again, everything is. Everything's a go right now, and then again we wait for the governor to speak up here in about 12 days. As you and the board get together, the contingency plan of what happens next. I mean, again, I'm sitting here. There's about 1,000 things running through my mind, but I can't imagine what you guys are going through right now. Especially, you've moved schools into certain classifications this year. What's going to happen if that pandemic does return?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, like I told you earlier, if we get any sort of notification like, hey, you guys got to be done in 10 days, we're going to make it happen. We're going to end the seasons, whatever that is, and we're going to be done in 10 days. The scary part is if we get one day, who knows? It might end then, and it might be another month before we come back. So those are when the tough decisions are going to have to be made. We have contingency plans if we start late. If we, depending on how late we can get started, all those are built in. But the unknown is if you get the shutdown on a Tuesday and no warning whatsoever, what do we do from here? Depending on where you're at, what season, what sport, those are the tough ones, and no one has an answer because this thing changes daily.
The big ticket item obviously is high school football, where we draw our biggest crowds, especially in the 4A ranks. Is there a drop dead date, or what's the latest we could keep a season going? I guess that would be if we had a delay a week or two. How late can we go before we start interfering with winter sports?
Yeah, what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to put a drop dead date in yet. I mean that we may come to that. We didn't want to do that at the time. We wanted to just let things go as long as we can. But we feel like if we can get, let's say a 3 or 4 game season and then play a postseason, we're going to make that happen. 4A is a little tougher because they play everybody. But our other leagues, they may only have 5 conference games or 6 conference games or 4 conference games, depending on where you're at. So each one of those football leagues looks a little different, but we're going to hang on as long as we possibly can. And then, if you've seen some other states that have better weather, they've moved some of their sports already to, from their fall sports already to, maybe January or February or December. But California weather, is a little different than Wyoming weather.
Yeah, as I say, it changes. It's a little bit difficult, especially to travel on some of those roads as we get farther, at least out into the winter side of things, out in this part of the world. But my final question for you, Trevor, again, appreciate you joining us and talking about the upcoming fall sports, at least with high school athletics here in the state of Wyoming. Now, we're talking winter and springtime, or at least obviously the main focus right now is to get fall underway, get those athletes out at least on the court, on the field. But are talks underway right now to figure out basketball, softball as well, too, for its inaugural season? Are those talks underway, or is it something that's kind of getting shifted aside to wait and see what fall kind of brings to us on the athletic side?
Yeah, a little of both. We've certainly had conversations about winter sports, not as much spring sports yet, but winter sports, basketball and wrestling, we have concerns about as well. We've talked generally. And as soon as we can get this fall thing figured out, we're going to immediately start making plans for winter sports.
And on that note, too, Trevor, as we get ready to say thanks for joining us, the testing. Obviously, the student-athlete is going to be looked at very closely by administration on a daily basis. Tell us a little bit about the testing that is going to be expected from the Wyoming High School Activities Association.
Yeah, we'll have some things in place, but most of those things will be worked out with each school district, with their county health officer. A lot of times it's just going to be a checklist. We've met several times with the Department of Health, and they don't feel like a thermometer check or a temp check is a huge deal, but just a general, hey, how are you feeling, and those type of things, and a quick scan of that. And then once the kid says they're good, and we've done some of the other things, then we'll move forward. But those will be worked out, mainly with the schools and their local health officers.
Whatever you do, don't put your phone down, because we'll probably be back in contact with you again. You never know within the next couple of weeks or so, huh?
Yeah, you got it, and I appreciate you getting me on air, and anytime we want to chat, I'm in.
All right, thank you so much. Trevor Wilson, Wyoming High School Activities Association Associate Commissioner, joining us, answering, again, Nick, questions that not just you and me, but I'm venturing to say the entire state would have of the Wyoming High School Activities Association, parents especially that are going to have youngsters that are going to be going out for athletic events here in the fall especially.
Well, again, the only definitive thing we have right now from the Activities Association is that practices are going to at least start on time. Games will start on time for all 4 fall sports without a doubt. But, again, today was that day of figuring out scheduling, as Trevor alluded of, hey, no longer extended day invitationals for volleyball, for swimming. No, instead we're looking at just pretty much a one-day thing, and that's about it, to avoid those kind of large crowd gatherings and, again, that influx of just people into those cities to avoid kind of that outbreak potential. But it is something that, as we've said for many months now, and it continues on probably all the way into springtime 2021 with high school athletics, it is very fluid. It's going to change. You have to expect that. If you want a 100% answer, you're not going to get it this year. There's no way. It's just not possible because of how everything changes on a dime at this point. But right now, the main, I wouldn't even say a main concern, but the main thing right now that are probably on people's minds, especially parents and fans in general, are, yes, will we be able to go over to Central, East, or South to watch a contest this season out there football? And again, also too for volleyball as well too, for swimming and diving, can they enter those facilities as well? Again, that's also too sitting on the minds. Can fans and parents travel as well too to Laramie, to Casper?
And do you need to wear a mask, like you go grocery shopping now?
I think that's probably going to be the reality,
Yeah, again, can you go, let's say, for example, we go to Cheyenne Central, a mask won't be required, but maybe we need to wear a mask when we go to Rock Springs. I mean, again,
mask is not going to be too bad once it gets pretty chilly out in this part of the world. That'll probably keep you warm a little bit, but I think that's also to the reality. But those are kind of the questions that we're still waiting on right now, which, again, hopefully will be announced soon by the Activities Association or by school districts around of will fans be allowed, will, again, also to media be allowed. We have no idea. Again, I want to release a schedule, and obviously we'll get scheduling information today at some point in time regarding football, especially Class 4A, but will we even be able to attend these contests in those press box where, some of them can social distance in? So, again, for instance, Cheyenne East, they have the dividers up there, so there's possibilities, but right now nothing is guaranteed outside of what we know of practices and game start dates are the only definitive right now in the state of Wyoming.
All right, we do need to take a time out. We will be back hopefully with our next guest coming up right after this here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
Is a refinance right for you? Rates are great. With a refinance from Platte Valley Bank, you can save money, lower your monthly payment, pay off other outstanding debt, or even shorten your loan term. Ask a Platte Valley Bank mortgage lender how a refinance could benefit you today, or start the process online at www.pvbank.com.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
Bnb Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at Bnb Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Peretti, along with Nick Peretti. We bring on our next guest. He is the second longest head coach running in Class 4A ranks behind Steve Harshman, that being Chad Goff. Chad, if I've done the math right, and you stop me if I'm wrong, this should be season number 15 at the helm, and your 16th year? Because I know you were on staff with John Shroff for the one season he was there. Am I close?
Well, 15 years as a head, and I was an assistant for 6 under Coach Schroff.
Okay, so
basically you're trying to make the guy feel old at this point in time.
Well, yeah, he should be. Heck.
Here's the point where, again, I was, back when I was attending Cheyenne East, this is 2006, 7, and 8, here coming up this August, or at least here about, 14, 15 days away, I'll be turning 30. This is how just obscene it's getting at this point, how time flies, so to speak.
So you're making Goff feel old.
Yeah.
Now you're making him feel old.
No doubt.
Hey, I'm already old. I was old when he started as the head coach. Hey, Chad, it's nice to have you on. Talk some Cheyenne East football. This obviously, as you begin your 15th season as head coach, a little different in coaching football this year because of all of the recent news, the COVID-19 pandemic. How much has this been an adjustment in your coaching life with this COVID-19?
Well, it definitely gets you out of your comfort zone. You have to make adjustments, and we're constantly making adjustments, and I don't think they're always bad. But it is an adjustment, no doubt about it. And the kids, over the summer, they did a great job with all the adjustments. Kids are pretty easy. They'll do what you ask them to do, and they did a great job with what we did this summer. And so, like I said, you get out of your comfort zone a little bit, you learn a little bit, and you just try to do your best to make sure you can have a football season.
Well, and regarding the upcoming season, Coach, where, the only definitive we have right now from the Activities Association, and we just got off the phone talking with Associate Commissioner Trevor Wilson of, what is it going to look like, or at least what more is going to be outlined before at least practice starts and games supposedly start here in the state of Wyoming. But for you as a head coach with your student athletes, and even tossing the parents as well, too, for the season, what's kind of the mantra, or what's kind of the off-season talk right now where even you and the rest of the coaches across the state of Wyoming really can't guarantee that, hey, we will play week 0, or hey, we will play a full schedule, or hey, we won't even play for a state title? How do you kind of motivate, how do you talk with your student athletes, especially this season?
Well, we were allowed to play a little 7-on-7 here in town, and after we got done, I just told the kids, I said, if you've learned anything through all this, you never know when your last play is, and so I think you just motivate them by just telling them to give it your best every play and every rep, and we just don't know from there. But just try to do it without having any regrets.
Let's talk about your Cheyenne East football team for this upcoming season, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything will not get disrupted and you'll be able to conduct business as usual. As we have sung the praises of the East football program under your direction, you get to reload every year, but one of the nice things that you get to reload is that, you don't have to reload. You have a veteran quarterback coming back in one Graydon Buell, his 3rd season at the helm, so you have to feel pretty good on the offensive side that the field general is there, and all he needs to do is just have a good running back behind him and some guys that can catch his footballs.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to surround with some good athletes. We'll bring back some leadership up front, and so I think offensively things are looking pretty good when you bring back a kid that has as many reps as he's had and has done as well as he has. That's pretty exciting.
And you did have a young offensive line last year, so again they bring back some veteran experience. So again, protection and opening up some big holes. You should feel pretty good, pretty confident that offensive line brings some good leadership as well.
Yeah, I think with Dakota Heckman at center again this year, and the leadership that he brings to our team is tremendous, and I think the kids follow him because he does a good job, and he's just kind of the leader up there. He's been in the weight room every day the last 2 years, and so it's exciting to have that type of kid touching the ball every play as well.
So we talk about reloading or rebuilding with the Cheyenne East football program, where at least this season and this year, we've seen the development right there across the way down the hill from Cheyenne East of KRAE Junior High, which now kind of literally and figuratively is in the shadows of Cheyenne East High School. But for you as a head coach and seeing that, again, we've seen that development of the football field right there by the Okie Blanchard Sports Complex. How encouraging is that for you as a coach to where now you can just simply walk a few short feet over to watch that new upcoming, talent that's eventually going to be in your hallways, a part of your football team. How convenient, how nice is that for you, for future years?
It's great. In the past, we've been able to set up scrimmages with the 8th graders here and there, with our 9th graders, and do some things, but it's not the easiest thing in the world with them being where they're at, and that's where we were at. And so now having that opportunity will make things a whole lot better. They'll get to see us as well as we get to see them, and so there's a lot more familiarity with all that.
Coach, as you get ready to open up summer camp here on Monday, fingers crossed nothing happens in the interim, what restrictions are in place for that, first week or so of football practice? I think of the baseball back where they only could have limited kids on the field with a coach, and then when they got into playing, they could have X amount of kids in the dugout. What is going to be the rule for you and your coaching staff once again, you're going to be welcoming a lot of kids to come out for football?
Yeah, so it's hard to say what's new and what's not because the kids have been doing it all summer. But the temperature checks every morning, the questions. The spraying of the hand sanitizer on the gloves, making sure we have masks when masks are needed. When we're meeting, that's kind of a different one for me. When you meet with your team, we put them in stretch lines and we're all 5 yards apart, and we don't let them come to the middle and sit by each other so they stay away from each other. That's kind of one it's hard to be that loud for that long when you need to say things. But I think once we get in and when we get the routine established, just like this summer in the weight room, it just becomes normal and the kids understand it, So we don't have certain restrictions like you talked about, the dugouts and stuff like that. We don't have that right now. We're just making sure, like as a 4A cohort of coaches, we have this sheet going around and we're just kind of talking to each other about, good practices to make sure that we're doing things right and kind of set an example, since we're the high school sports, the first set of high school sports to start before all the other ones. And so we want to make sure that we're doing things right and just sharing ideas. I think that's the biggest thing through all this, is just sharing ideas with each other to make sure that we're all doing kind of the best practice we can.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, next Monday, at least starting into that kind of normalcy to eventually get that football season underway. But, as we're seeing in the pro ranks and even on the collegiate side, where players and personnel have kind of opted out of this season for whatever reason, again, it's up to them. But it isn't something that can't be a reality here in the state of Wyoming, especially here in the city of Cheyenne or even at Cheyenne East. For you, Coach, has that reality hit your football program right now of players opting out, parents opting their children out of not playing and participating this football season, or all the pieces they're ready and willing to go for Cheyenne East for the 2020 campaign?
As of right now, I think we're good to go, and obviously we'll learn as time goes on. We don't have the same type of, I guess the best word I can think of, systems that the college and pros have as far as all that goes, and I think kids are truly just excited to get back. This is a long time for them not to be involved in something, and so I have not had one parent or player call me and say, hey, we're going to sit this season out. So that's been a positive.
Coach, in your time at Cheyenne East, Thunderbirds been in that top 4 position. You got to look at one of the crosstown rivals in Cheyenne Central. They're bringing back everybody except their quarterback, and they're going to be a very formidable foe. Let's size up Class 4A Rock Springs under the direction of Mark Lenhart. They showed everybody last year that they're for real. Casper's Natrona's always going to be a tough outfit. I would think graduation might have hurt a little bit at Thunder Basin, but they still have some good pieces in place up there. This is a pretty doggone good Class 4A this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Like you brought up Central, they bring back a lot of big names. Dual sport athlete type kids that you hear about all year round, and so they're definitely going to be tough. Natrona bringing back their quarterback in Talbert. He's a good competitor, great runner. Sheridan obviously is going to be there. Thunder Basin, even though they lost some kids to graduation, the 2 classes, their junior and senior class, competed against our our junior and senior class as freshmen in the championship for those 2 years, and so they've got guys there. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be and like talk about Rock Springs, I think he's done a great job up there and making them competitive. And so it isn't going to be, I would say, as easy as it is some years.
And my final thought, Coach, and again, thanks for joining us today. We do appreciate it. You know, with all of the craziness that COVID-19 has caused within our lives, and again, it was nice to see the baseballs being played, the softballs, and again, we here in Cheyenne had that opportunity to get out and watch all of that stuff. But you, as a football coach, also too, camps. You wanted to, get the kids involved and going to, I'll throw the University of Wyoming where they would have a camp out there. How much of that was a disruption this summer? Were there camps involved? Did you get a lot of these players to do extracurricular activities in addition to their summertime sports?
So we did not get to go to Shadron. That kind of stuff got canceled right away, and that's kind of our calendar usually lets us go right when school gets out, and it got canceled. But we did, like the district allowed us to do some football-related activities after weights, and so we were able to do that. We were able to play 7-on-7 in town. Us and South played twice, and so that was good to get that going. And so we did not go to a football camp, but we were able to get quite a bit done, and we were the coaching staff is pretty pleased with what we saw in the few days that we got. I think it was the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks that we got to do football-related activities, maybe 4. So it was good.
Well, Coach, we wish you all the best again, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, too. I know the governor will be chatting here about mid-month, and hopefully we'll be able to have a lot of fans in the stands over there at the Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex to watch the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds, and even when we go on the road. So hopefully things will go well for you without any disruptions this season.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
All righty. Coach Chad Goff, Cheyenne East head football coach, beginning his 15th year as the head football coach for the T-Birds, and as he mentioned, 6 years as an assistant coach, so his 21st year at Cheyenne East. That's
flies by.
A hell of a tenure right there with the Thunderbird program. We're going to take a timeout. We will be back with more after this here on 1480 KRAE.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne. The message is simple. Drive sober or get pulled over. If you drink and drive, remember it's illegal and it can cost you your freedom or worse, your life. It's been determined that a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or more can impair you considerably when you are behind the wheel. Financially, it can devastate you if you get arrested. More importantly, it could result in losing a friend or a family member. That price is too high to pay. Call a designated driver after enjoying a night out and get home safe. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. No matter what tomorrow brings, some things won't change, like Schwab's commitment to see the world through clients' eyes. That commitment is why Schwab is always here for their clients with clear guidance and committed service to help maintain focus on achieving long-term goals. So whatever happens today, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit schwab.com/Cheyenne to learn how Schwab is ready to help. Whether you're driving in town or heading out on a long journey, remember to have your car or truck serviced at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They will take care of most minor situations, from a simple oil change to working on your fuel pump, tune-ups, brakes, shocks, and making sure you stay cool on your long road trips by taking care of your air conditioning unit. See John and his great staff today to make sure all of your vehicle needs are taken care of so they don't flare up into major problems. Remember, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service is the TechNet professional, where their work is covered by a nationwide limited repair warranty that extends across North America for 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. For more information, check out technetprofessional.com on the World Wide Web. So if something happens to misfire, there's a TechNet professional nearby. Visit Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service today, taking care of our vehicle needs for nearly 30 years. Open Monday through Friday at 604 West Lincoln Way, or call for an appointment at 632-0498.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with a pretty good chance for showers and afternoon thunder. Some of these storms could be severe. Expect a daytime high near 83. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance for evening showers and thunderstorms. Our low down to 54. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're calling for mostly sunny in the morning, increasing clouds throughout the day with showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. We're calling for a daytime high near 84. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a very good chance for showers and evening thunder. Our low dropping down to 53 degrees.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We'll be talking with Lain coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, post 6 skipper. Nick and myself are going to disagree on this one, and I'm going to be, again, if it's going to be political, then so be it. But the National Butthead Association.
Don't even seem like you're political anymore. You're just whining at this
I'm
point.
not whining. Hey, I call them like I see them. And what they did in the National Butthead Association, they have run off people left and right. You disagree with me. The ratings right now on ESPN
I'm not
are
disagreeing that
nil.
I'm not disagreeing that they ran off people, especially with the kneeling and everything like that, because, again, as we now have to pick a side and everything is politicized, even sports at this point in time. But not denying that they ran off people where, again, you can see it on Twitter and, again, where people just kind of complain about, hey.
They're not complaining.
Right now, it feels like everyone's complaining about something online right now, whether it's Twitter, Facebook. Again, it's all just whining at this point in time. Where basically where I'm at is just shut up and just do whatever, or again, just not watch or watch it. I don't really care at this point. It's just kind of getting tiring. But again, not denying that they've ran off fans. And again, as you're about to allude to, where ratings came out, I think, for both MLB, or at least for all three underway right now, NHL, MLB, and NBA, I think ratings for all three were pretty much down. But in my opinion, and some folks have kind of come out and said, where, especially with NHL and NBA, where, again, this is not postseason play that they're underway. Again, NBA is wrapping up regular season for seeding in the playoffs, where, again, teams that are competing down in Orlando, not all of them are going to be playing here later on in the month of August once playoffs do officially start. NHL, again, they're going through qualifying rounds. So, for instance, again, Carolina Hurricanes are up 2-0, but, again, that's not playoffs. That's for them to even compete in what is going to be the Stanley Cup playoffs. Right now, especially in hockey and NBA, it feels like this is right now just preseason. Even though we've had exhibition games for both of those leagues, it still feels like it's still that accompanying arm of a preseason, which, again, for me, I don't care.
I will make a bet with you that National Hockey League will have better numbers than the NBA.
No. The NBA's got a larger base. It's gonna
and they've run off the big dollar part of their base. They've ran off the fans. Again, let's be real candid here, and I'm not going to make this a race issue, but the bulk of the fans that go to an NBA game,
all right, let's see what
are Caucasian.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. you might want to go take a look at your fan base.
I've been at those games. When's the last time you've been at an NBA game?
With you when we went to Phoenix that time at Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Well, again, that was a lone time.
And again, what was the fan base there?
Again, was not paying attention like you are of picking out what color of race is in attendance at Phoenix,
I'm
Arizona.
Just saying.
But again, you're talking again.
Money.
I don't. Again,
those tickets are not cheap, Nick.
Well, again, no one's attending any of these games right now, so again, that monies does not exist. But again, you're going to still have parts of the country that, or at least fandom that still has money. Again, what you're saying is that rich people no longer want to watch the NBA. Poor people are only interested in this sport.
Didn't say that.
Well, you might want to clean up what you're saying right now because it sounds like you don't know what the hell you're saying.
The fan base they're running off is the working class. They're running off the working class that have had military experience or are middle-class families.
Yeah, you have some military saying, hey, I'm still going to watch. I approve what's going on and blah, blah,
blah. Baloney. No military approve of that.
No military. Again, I don't know what rock you're living under, again, or at least what kind of, tunnel you're living life in, but you might want to get out a little bit more where, again, you're generalizing what is happening right now with the NBA, with MLB, with what is going on with these protests, whether it is the NHL locking arms. Again,
and what should they be doing? What should these players be doing? They should be just concentrating on the sport, right? Do they need to be involved in politics? No, they don't.
They can have their voices and opinions heard in some way, shape, or form. And again, that's up to their choice, where, again, some players have not participated in the kneeling. Again, NHL, some teams have gone arm in arm for the national anthems. You did have some players that eventually did kneel in the NHL. But, again.
Did you say national anthems?
Well, because, again, they're in Calgary, so if you watch, or at least not Calgary, but Edmonton.
You had the Canadian
There you go. So, again, we're in the NHL. They do both anthems, kind of like if you have a game up in Toronto for the Raptors, hey, they do the same thing up there. But, again, I don't think it would be right to say of, hey, you sports athletes, whether it's pro, again, there is a point in time of, a place, or at least, how you go about it is kind of up to that debate and when you go about it as well, too. And especially with the recent, at least findings, especially with the NBA over in China of where we're fighting human rights issues here in the States, where you got one of the biggest human rights issues right now with the NBA happening in China's, or at least their Chinese facilities over there, where, again, allegations came out from an ESPN article saying, hey, we had trainers over there abusing athletes, again, physically, mentally, every which way. So it's kind of a cruel irony that the NBA is going on right now, at least going through right now. But
and then you got
I just don't think it's something that for athletes you can't just go and deny, because, again, they're athletes. Oh, you can't speak up and say something.
Yeah, but you know what? You can go.
Even if they wear armbands that have names on it, again, as you see, like, for instance, in the WWE, where, again, you have members of the New Day that wear some of those armbands in representation of those who have fought, at least of who names want to be remembered, or for whatever reason. Again, I think they can easily do that. Again, the kneeling and all this, to me, and again, maybe it's just me, it does not bother me. Go and do what you want. Again, that's why you live in this country. You have the freedom to do that. You have the freedom to step up and speak your mind. Kneel if you want. Again, that's why you're seeing some of those players.
Agree and disagree. We still have protocol, though.
You're seeing some of those players as well, too, not participate in those kneelings. You have some that are standing up as well, too. So, again, they can do whatever they want. That's just me, though.
But
I don't care.
It
does not bother me.
Isn't it a team?
Does it affect my life? No.
Are the Lakers a team? They're not an individual. And you look back on the Orlando situation with the Magic, where one of the team members stood for the national anthem and the rest knelt.
All right, that's fine.
It's unacceptable. There's a protocol that's involved. And again, we are opting to change everything. And to me, the National Butthead Association is an embarrassment right now.
then here's the plain and simple for you. Again, live under your rock and
not
don't
living
watch
under a rock.
it. Don't watch it then.
And I won't. And I will
Simple
not
enough.
support it, and I won't buy nothing that's...
And again, the NBA is a juggernaut, as is MLB, same with the NHL, and even the NFL, where, again, NFL's going to go through it. And I again, it's not a question of if, but when. And I think it's even here in the state of Wyoming, especially as we get into high school fall sports, even with football, as you know, that's going to be indicating of hopefully it goes smoothly. I don't think it's a question of if, but when. You will see a player in the state of Wyoming, not necessarily here in the city of Cheyenne, but it could be Casper, Gillette, it could be in Pine Bluffs, it could be in Torrington. But again, I think you're going to see one of those players, maybe a group of players, also to kneel or do something in regard of the protest, or at least wanted to speak their minds in some way, shape, or form. I think that's going to be a reality. So with that being said, you either just ignore it to where, especially with the pro leagues, hey, they don't really need fan Larry Proetti because they have fan Drake who's worth millions that can, buy up jerseys and buy up tickets and buy up all of this. You have, fan X that's going to still watch the games and tune in, buy the NBA pass or NHL pass and still invest into it.
And that's
again,
fine.
You're just
fine.
one spoke of the wheel that's going to keep going.
You got ESPN that has nobody watching it right now, no ratings. Then pretty soon you're going to have McDonald's, and you're going to have Home Depot, and you're going to go right down the list of people saying, I'm not getting, you're asking me to pay $2 million a spot, NBA, and nobody's watching this thing.
Especially NBA, that's a global brand right now. Again, not even
and
just
guess
here in the
what?
country.
Go play your games in China and Japan for all I care.
Oh, they're already trying to.
Yeah, good. See you, bye. Get on the fast boat out of here. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back after this here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
As we get ready to welcome our next guest, he is Post 6 skipper Ty Lain. We do want to thank all of our fine sponsors of Wyoming Sports Talk today, that being Mondello's Pizzeria. Joe and the crew over at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Again, takeout only at 778-6068. So again, call for takeout, or you just go to the takeout window yourself. First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday. You can get a hold of the great folks over there at 632-3500, whether it's a refi, again, just doing some banking. But again, they still want you to talk to them first about their CD rates. Yes, we know interest rates low, but they got something going on over there. You definitely want to chat with the First Tier Bank first. Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, they can be found, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard, and the Auto Body Shop over at 1020 Dunn Avenue, founded by Dick Lennox, tradition carried on by his daughter Heather for over 25 years now. You have banked on Lennox Auto Body to return your car or truck back to you almost showroom new. 634-6608. Bnb Appliance and TV for over 50 years. I'm going to say somewhere around 54 years. BnB Appliance and TV has been the place we have looked to for our appliances and our televisions and service. Again, remember, they service what they sell. Bnb Appliance and TV, 638-6468, 714 Central Avenue. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs on Bluegrass Circle, next door to Texas Roadhouse. Remember, Gene and the crew are there Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range. I do have this announcement to make at Chick-fil-A. They have returned to their dome lids, which means whipped cream and cherry on top for their milkshakes.
The world is healing.
It is. And over at Chick-fil-A, Ray and Cindy invite you to come on in. Again, they got the mobile curbside. They also have for you 2 convenient drive-thrus open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. Hey, they'll even cater a special event for you. Get a hold of them. Matter of fact, go online, shinechicken.com for Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Platte Valley Bank ×2. 778-0021 over at Platte Valley Banking, and offering all of these fantastic banking services. So again, if you are looking for that hometown bank that gives you a little bit more, then you want to go see Platte Valley Bank. Again, on Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing. Key of Cheyenne for your next automobile purchase or lease. 2020s need to move on out. The 2021s are on the way. Hey, the new SUV, the Seltos, this is the big hitter. You definitely want to get behind the wheel of the Seltos, and it will sell itself. over there at Kia of Cheyenne. Or you can go online, go to kiaofcheyenne.com and do your auto or your purchase or your leasing through the online service. But again, Kia of Cheyenne invites you to come on over to Nationway Sanitizing hourly, hand sanitizer there, and they like to do business face-to-face. 775-0123, the telephone number for Kia of Cheyenne. And our scoreboard, it's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Again, old habits are hard to kick. Our scoreboard is being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. 5 locations. You'll find them on the South Greeley Highway, downtown KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, at Pershing and Ridge, and Delrange and Ridge. Again, our apology. Well, they serve Pepsi products at Taco John's of Cheyenne. So again, our scoreboard brought to you by Taco John's. Here's Nick.
Recapping from this past weekend with the Cheyenne Extreme down in Fort Lupton, Colorado, where it is the final tournament for the Cheyenne Extreme. So congratulations on a phenomenal season for Coach Adam Galicia, which, again, the Cheyenne Extreme are your 2020 Wyoming State champions. But this past weekend they went 3-2. Unfortunately, didn't come away with a tournament championship, but again, still picking up 3 wins. 9-1 victory on Saturday, 5-3 on Saturday, and Sunday 12-2. Unfortunately, Sunday game 2 against the NC Sting for the Cheyenne Extreme, they lost that contest 3-7. So with that all being said for the Cheyenne Extreme, they finish out the 2020 campaign 30-15-1. And again, the more important thing for Coach Adam Galicia and his Cheyenne Extreme, they wrap up this season as your 2020 Wyoming State champion. So again, congratulations to them on a, again, phenomenal season, once again, even as it was abbreviated with COVID-19. At least NHL action for tonight, one game, or at least a few games. Final as of right now, Carolina Hurricanes have a 2-0 lead in their qualifier over the New York Rangers. They won that contest 4-1. Also, too, the Winnipeg Jets defeated the Calgary Flames 3-2. That series is tied up 1-1. In progress right now, the Washington Capitals and the Tampa Bay Lightning are tied up 2-2. About 16 minutes remaining in the third period out in Toronto. Games coming up here very shortly. 4:30, Vegas Golden Knights. They will be taking on the Dallas Stars. That is round robin seeding right there. Again, not qualifier, but more round robin for top seeding for the playoffs. Pittsburgh Penguins, they will take on the Montreal Canadiens, and the Chicago Blackhawks will be in Edmonton to see the Edmonton Oilers, who are hosting the entire, at least, playoffs, along with Toronto as well, too. So that's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
Major League Baseball, Indians and the Reds will hook up at Great American Ballpark here in a little bit. 5 o'clock games, the Phils and the Yankees. Here's the disparity. The Phillies are finally getting back to action. They've only played 3 games. The Yankees are playing game number 9 for tonight. The Mets and the Bravos will hook up at Trust Park in Cumberland, Georgia. Matter of fact, they've already got 10 games in the books. It will be the White Sox at the Brewers. Brewers are back to work after the COVID-19 situation. Pirates at the Twins. Royals and the Cubs. San Francisco will visit the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field. Dodgers and the Pirates in the 7 o'clock hour. Also in the 7 o'clock hour will be the Athletics and the M's. Already wiped out due to COVID concerns are the Cardinals and the Tigers. They have a 4-game series on tap right now. They're looking at a makeup date, a makeup twin bill, coming up on August 5th, which would be Wednesday, but right now it's not looking like they're going to play ball. They could be scrapped all 4 games. We go to the NBA scoreboard where the Denver Nuggets are in action for this late afternoon. They are taking on the OKC Thunder. About 8:28 to go in period number 4. Nuggets clinging to a 4-point lead. This has been a back-and-forth battle between these two squads. In the fourth quarter, Pacers and the Wizards. Pacers lead 102-91, 4:10 to go. Final in the book. Raptors have beaten the Heat 107-103. Games that will get underway in a bit at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida. Grizz and the Pelicans at 4:36 p.m. game. Spurs 76ers. 7 o'clock game will be the Lakers and the Jazz. Our scoreboard brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne.
Taco John's presents the most satisfying burrito ever. Challenge. We challenge you to find a burrito as big on flavor as the new Boss Burrito or Bowl, with over a pound of grilled chicken and cilantro lime rice. And we also challenge you to find it for less than $6. Go ahead. We'll wait. The new $6 Boss Burrito or Bowl from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better. Download the Taco John's app today for even more exclusive deals.
Crunching. Capital Lumber is #1 in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Did you know that in rural areas of Laramie County, electricity is reliable and affordable because of High West Energy? Based in Pine Bluffs, High West Energy is an electric co-op owned by the 10,000 customers we serve, and that includes F.U. Warren Air Force Base and 20 subdivisions around Cheyenne. For more than 75 years, High West has been proud to play a part in the steady growth and economic development of this region, while also contributing to local nonprofits, charities, and civic organizations.
Versatility and value come standard with the new 2021 Kia Seltos. AJ Miller here for Kia of Cheyenne, and this small SUV is made to do more for less money. Seltos comes with impressive standard features and available options like all-wheel drive, turbo power, heated front seats, wireless phone charger, 10-inch touchscreen, or Bose premium sound. Stack up Seltos next to the competition. Come by Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123, or go to kiaofcheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Some things won't change, like Schwab's commitment to see the world through clients' eyes. That commitment is why Schwab is always here for their clients, with clear guidance and committed service to help maintain focus on achieving long-term goals. So whatever happens today, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit schwab.com/Cheyenne to learn how Schwab is ready to help.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The coin shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOI FM and 1480 KRAE AM, are just that, local. Serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here, we shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOI and 1480 KRAE.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with a pretty good chance for showers and afternoon thunder. Some of these storms could be severe. Expect a daytime high near 83. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance for evening showers and thunderstorms. Our low down to 54. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're calling for mostly sunny in the morning, increasing clouds throughout the day with showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. We're calling for a daytime high near 84. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a very good chance for showers and evening thunder. Our low dropping down to 53 degrees.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk. Today we bring on our next guest. He is the skipper of Post 6, that being Lain. I'm going to come out of the box and I'm going to hit you with something, but it concerns Major League Baseball. I know you and your family are very close to one Brandon Nimmo, again, an alumnus of the Post 6 program, again now with the New York Mets. I was reading some of his stats here the other day. As I mentioned in the upcoming schedule, they're going to be playing their 11th game tonight. Have you guys been in contact with Brandon? And then the second part of that question would be, can he fill you in a little bit on how everything has been going on, especially with the COVID-19 and playing before nobody and all that stuff? Have you guys been in contact with him?
Yeah, Brandon has reached out to my dad. I personally have not spoke to him, just kind of letting him do his thing right now. But, mostly what they talked about was, where he was at and how he was feeling baseball-wise. And He said he felt as healthy and as strong as he's been since he's been a major leaguer, and he feels comfortable he said, really, this is the most comfortable I've been.
Well, he's had basically, even through the minors too, he's had some type of injury and again some type of ailment.
Yeah.
And so that's good to hear that he's basically injury free this year.
Kind of the cruel irony, especially with 2020, where for Brandon Nimmo, again, hopefully he is healthy for the entire season. But again, it is another abbreviated season, so to speak, for him, where not the full 162 that he's hoping to at least play this season.
Yeah, no doubt. But he's playing really well, and he's finding a way on base every day, and I think this will be an important year for him as long as they keep playing, and give him a little bit of leverage in arbitration next year, and then kind of roll that into his first free agency. So he's excited about that.
And I'm going to go into my next question here to you, since we were talking with the Associate Commissioner of the Wyoming High School Activity Association, talking with Chad Goff most recently. I kind of look at Post 6 along with the Extreme and even the programs here locally. We have been basically the trendsetters, wouldn't you say, with Post 6? Because you lead out of your seasons into the high school seasons, and these young men, and even young ladies as well, went through the summer without any difficulties, any problems. You have to feel pretty good that as you send your kids off to the various footballs and cross country and golf and all that, you have to feel pretty good that these kids are going into these programs in pretty good shape.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really, really proud of our program. Phil Maggard and our board has done an outstanding job working with the city and doing things to kind of get some protocols in place and kind of leading the charge in that, and figuring out ways to get these kids out on a field and competing. And also huge props to Cody Beers, and he's overseeing this whole thing, and he's done it at all age groups, different levels of Legion baseball. And for us to be at this point without a single COVID case or one hiccup at this point, it's just a testament to his leadership and the way that our coaches and our boards have conducted themselves throughout the season, trying to do things the right way. And I'm proud of Legion baseball in this summer, and I think that some of the high school athletics are going to take some pieces of the puzzle that we've kind of laid out here, and our leadership has laid out, and carry that over, and hopefully we have successful fall seasons here where guys can get another season in.
Well, it's something as well, too, where for the high school, at least athletics, especially for the fall season, but not even here in the state of Wyoming, you wonder what other states are also, too, looking out to this part of the world, seeing, hey, they're playing baseball, they're playing softball, but also, too, hey, we got crowd, or at least fans and stands as well, too, and keeping them kind of that social distance. But, it is kind of that proud fact of, yes, we are kind of the trendsetter, the leader right now in the country of, hey, we can do this without kind of any negative effects from it. So that's also, too, something that you have to be absolutely proud of. Now, here we are, abbreviated 2020, as we talked about how fluid it is. Well, the end is finally here, though. You made it all the way through, and upcoming this week, you'll travel out to Rock Springs, or at least tomorrow you'll travel out that way to compete for another state title. So for you, Coach, as we're talking, hey, you had to fight through a lot here in 2020, but now it's all culminating to now you can wrap up the season with a possible championship here of the state of Wyoming.
Yeah, we're excited about that opportunity. That's something we've been working for throughout the course of the summer. So that's exciting. Getting this season in was just huge, regardless of the outcome this week. Just the development of our players, like we've said throughout the year, we're a pretty young club here. And, if we would have got no baseball games this summer, it'd make us even more young coming back next year. So I'm excited that we got, 65 games in and at this point, and we're playing good baseball, and our young guys have grown a little bit. And, our freshmen are now sophomores in my mind. Our sophomores are juniors, and, they've done a great job. I'm also excited about the fact that we're going to have 3 or 4 days of practice that we're kind of in the middle of right now. We really haven't had much of that throughout the summer, but, we're going to have this opportunity to lock in and make some fine tunes and some tweaks that we usually do throughout the summer that we haven't been able to do this summer. And hopefully that'll help us play our best baseball here coming up.
So you played a lot of games at a condensed amount of time where you've gotten through so far, at least unobstructed, especially, I'm talking more injury-wise for your athletes on the field, where as of right now, as we prepare and compete for that state championship coming up this week and weekend out there in Rock Springs, overall health of the team regarding injuries still pretty A-OK right now?
Yeah, we've been extremely lucky. I think you kind of create your own luck with the way that you work day in and day out, and our guys have done a great job of taking care of their bodies and doing the little things that keep us there. We've got one pitcher that has, a mild arm issue, but he's going to be able to pitch at the state tournament, so we're excited about that. And minus that arm, we're pretty much 100% healthy from there, and we're excited about getting down there and playing.
In the 20-plus years with your pop and with you now at the helm with this program, it's always nice that you will head to a state tournament that, basically you got the bullseye on your back. I mean, everybody is gunning to eliminate Cheyenne. And again, we've always gone to these state tournaments pretty much as the top seed. Do you feel less pressure this year because you're younger? We all know that the Rough Riders are a pretty doggone good outfit. There's other teams that are pretty good. Do you feel less pressure that you are, all you have to do is win? I mean, basically that's the bottom line. But not everybody's going to be out to go after you guys. It's like, hey, Gillette's the team we need to knock off.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think there's a lot of people that are going to go into the tournament thinking Gillette's the team to beat. I know that our guys kind of feel that way going into the tournament as well. So that'll be fun. Sheridan got a sweep over Gillette last week to finish off conference play. So I think Sheridan's a very formidable opponent. I still think, anytime Cheyenne takes the field at the state tournament, there's going to be some sort of target on us for sure. There's a lot of people that want to see us get knocked out, and especially with us not being at the tournament last year, I think that provides a little extra chip for some people. But we're just going to battle. I really like our team. I like we may be young, but I like the way that we're playing right now. We got a couple good wins last week, and we're going to roll into the state tournament. And I just believe if we play clean baseball the way we're capable of playing, we play at the highest level that we can play, and see if anybody can match it, and I feel good about our chances.
Do want to give a little shout out as well, too, as we're talking AA, at least state championship on the line coming up this week for Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers. Again, the varsity squad, but again, your prep team, also too out in Powell right now, where had a little rough go of it, or at least a rough start, but found a way to bounce back against Riverton and still competing for a championship out there in the A rank. So at least talk about right now what you're seeing from the prep team of how they're competing right now at their state championship.
Yeah, when your varsity's young, it definitely makes that JV and the prep team both younger than they usually are also. So I've been very pleased. It was a really tough A level this year. It was a battle for us to get into the state tournament, and our guys played outstanding, won a 7-6 ball game against Wheatland to get into the tournament, and lost game 1 at state, bounced back and beat a really good Riverton team, and made it to day 3. I think they got beat today by the Casper Crush, and that'll end their season there. But really, really proud of those guys and how well they competed for how young that team is. And, our prep team plays at the 17U level, and, with our JV and varsity being young, that team is really a lot of 8th and 9th graders playing 17U, and they made it to the Final Four of that state tournament. So really program-wide, I'm happy with the way that we played, and future is bright for our program.
You look at, and you said your team is practicing. And again, too, when we think, especially with the big guys, practicing is going out and hitting a few balls, doing more batting practice. But what are the things you are trying to shore up as you get going over to Rock Springs? Obviously, there's little holes in the dike that you want to patch up, and again, some you can, some you can't. But what are you trying to establish this week?
Yeah, there's a couple things. First of all, is situational defense. We're making routine plays, and our team's fielding at above a 95% clip. So that's as good as it's been for us in the last 10 years. And so we're making the routine plays, but we make a lot of young bonehead type plays on situational stuff. Where does the cut go? Why are we doing? Why do we want to hold a runner off second base? Little things like that. So we're doing a lot of situational defensive type stuff. We've also got a lot of former players, college pitchers, in that are giving us a really good look. We're taking live at-bats off of college guys and kind of dialing in what we want to do offensively. There's some swing maintenance stuff that we're working on that we can clean up, which we haven't had time to really throughout the course of this year. So we're dialing in mechanically our swing, but also seeing a very high level of velocity and breaking balls and good pitches, and figuring out our approach and how we want to attack good pitchers. And we're going to face a few of them for sure this coming week. So we've got to be dialed in 100% on our approach. And I think our guys are getting better over these 3 days, and it's going to make us ready to go here for this week.
And we know everything about these postseason tournaments, especially with state tournaments where momentum is kind of everything, and you want to be on that positive side heading into pool play and eventually that tournament. Where right now for your team, a 3-game winning streak coming off of 2 victories out there in Scotts Bluff on Friday as you prepare for this state tournament. But I want to get your kind of at least estimate on this, where right now for Cheyenne Post 6, 46-20, 66 games under your belt with plenty more to up at least coming up here this weekend out there in Rock Springs. But when I read out that at least that stat, or at least that standing for you, 46-20, happy with that record of what you guys did as you're talking as young of a bunch, at least team right now that you have. Is that where you anticipated here in 2020 with your squad?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm not sure exactly what I anticipated. It could have been a 500 year. We've gone into state tournaments, slightly above 500. We've won a state title when we were under 500 going into it. So, I knew this was going to be a young team, and we were going to have our ups and downs for sure. But overall, I thought we've really played extremely well throughout the most part of this season. We've obviously given away some games that we shouldn't have, but 46-20 is a great spot, and hopefully we can go get 5 more wins and finish it out above 50 wins and with the state championship.
Is the state tournament aluminum bat or wood bat?
It'll be aluminum bat down there.
Are you starting to see through, and again, a lot of the tournament action you did too was wood. Are you starting to see that aluminum fade out, or is it something that's going to be hanging around in Legion play here in our part of the world?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I would say it probably is going to hang around a little bit. They're really what they've done with the aluminum bat has really made it play very much like a wood bat. So the difference is that the aluminum bat lasts a heck of a lot longer when you get jammed or get one off the end. So it's probably cheaper to stay aluminum, and it plays a lot more like wood. This week coming up in Rock Springs, the big thing is going to be field dimensions. It's a very different type park than what we play out here at Powers, and it's small and the wind blows out, and we're going to have to attack hitters and not give away free bases. And if someone pops it out, we want it to be a solo home run and not a 2 or 3 run homer. So the bat is going to play into that a little bit, and we just got to be ready to roll.
So for you, Ty, where obviously we still have this weekend to focus on and get prepared for and hopefully bring back another state championship here to the city of Cheyenne. But for you, Coach, 2021 is on the back of your mind where, again, nothing is really guaranteed, but have you been in that process right now of reaching out to tournaments or trying to figure out hey, by May or April, hey, world is perfectly fine, we're able to travel across the country? Have you been reaching out to different tournaments of saying, hey, we want to challenge ourselves here, or we want to go here? Are you in that process right now?
We're getting close. Right now, we're putting some finishing touches on our fall schedule. That's going to be an interesting fall with all the COVID stuff going on. We're going to probably host a couple things this fall and be at home a little bit, but we're also going to get to a few different college campuses and play on those campuses, which will be cool and should be a safe environment there. So we're putting a little bit of the finishing touch on that, and we have talked to some coaches for next year, 2021. I think we're going to have a good baseball team next summer. I'm excited about that in the future, but we're going to finish off this week fully locked in with one thing on our mind, and and then get the fall rolling and go from there.
Now, we know with the Cheyenne Extreme, they've been having tryouts for their fall, at least team, and also, too, for 2021. Knowing that you guys had earlier kind of tryouts for kind of the post-6 family, but are there opportunities coming up after or at least within the month of August for fall ball tryouts or for 2021 teams? Is that kind of offered very soon?
Yeah, it hasn't. I don't think it's been officially announced yet, but I do. It does look like August 11th and 12th are going to be post-6 2021 tryouts, and we'll kind of split that, sophomores and up one day and 9th and 8th graders the next day, and then our fall tryout will be on August 13th, and we'll get that team together and get ready to roll.
My final thought, Coach, and you mentioned last week when you were here that they're going to rip up the current turf that we have in the infield over at Powers Field. Again, I played on those surfaces, so I don't know which company makes them or not. Were you consulted, or was the American Legion consulted by the city on the new turf that's going to be in place over there at Powers Field?
Yes, we were, and that was super awesome of the city to kind of bring us in and let us have at least throw out our input and have that be part of it. So, it looks like there's 3 different tiers, levels of AstroTurf. There's, the youth type AstroTurf.
They call it all weather turf now.
All weather. There you go. The youth type, the college level, and then the professional, the big league, all weather turf. So it looks like we're going to get that college level, which is a really high grade, and it's going to be super nice. They're going to paint it a little bit differently than what it looks like right now, and they're going to turf the warning track all the way around, put in a turf mound, and turf the bullpen. So it's going to be a really nice little upgrade over there at Powers Field, and we're looking forward to being able to use that.
Is that an additional selling point for teams that may not know, or at least Cheyenne, Wyoming is not on their radar, whether it is from Florida, Texas, some of the bigger areas, some of these bigger teams where, hey, we got a talented program, we've done this, we've state champions, we've gone down to the Connie Mac. Hey, come out and try out our new facility, or at least our new turf. Could that also, too, be a selling point for those teams to get them out here?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. The caliber of your facility is going to play a big part in who you're able to bring in. And we're very lucky in having 2 great fields, great facilities, artificial surfaces, and that's definitely a huge selling point as we try to bring teams in.
Final thought for me, and first and foremost, good luck at the state tournament this upcoming weekend. Second question to that, and I recall 2 years ago when we hosted the state tournament, and again, big crowds that came out, not just for post 6, but for all the teams that were here. Any restrictions? Because I know there's going to be a big caravan of Cheyenne folks going to Rock Springs. Is everything pretty much in play like it is over at Powers Field?
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like they're going to let people in and ask them to socially distance inside of the facility. Baseball field is a big space, so there's plenty of room for people to spread out. I don't think we're going to have crowds where we have people shoulder to shoulder or anything like that. But if it looks like it might get to that point, they may, let in a certain number and keep the rest of them spread out outside of the facility, something like that. So I know what they're going to do is going to be the safest they can make it for us, and we're excited to be down there and just playing baseball, man. It's going to be fun.
You pull a Chad Whitworth of what I've seen at Powers Field. You get your pickup truck, you put up a seat in the bed, and you watch it from the outfield. So prepare for that. So Wednesday, at least we know that as the start of the tournament. I haven't seen a schedule, but for you, Coach, do you know who you're facing off? Game 1 of the pool play coming up this Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna play at 10 a.m. the first day out, first game of the tournament, 10 a.m. against the Casper Oilers. So we need to be ready to roll. We know Casper's the defending state champs, so we're excited for our shot at them, and hopefully we play well.
That's not a bad start either, 10 o'clock, because, again, no thunderheader in. Might be a little calmer than you expect over there in Rock Springs as
no
well,
doubt,
too.
No doubt.
All righty. Well, Coach, we wish you all the best. Thank you again. Lain joined us here on 1480 KRAE, post 6 skipper. And, again, as the Sixers get ready to head west on I-80 this week as it's state tournament time for post 6, and we wish them all the best. We're going to take a time out. We'll be right back.
security is just a slide away. We are excited to announce that Card Valet is here. Card Valet is a simple, secure, and convenient way to control your Platte Valley Bank debit card. You can turn your card on or off with a swipe, set spending limits, and banking alerts for items you want to know about. Card Valet for Platte Valley Bank launches August 3rd. Download the app and start controlling your debit card. Banking with Platte Valley Bank has never been so simple.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range.
Bnb Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at Bnb Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
The next best thing to seeing the daddy of them all is visiting the Cfd Old West Museum this summer. Come for a visit and celebrate the history and legacy of Cheyenne Frontier Days. You can see their one-of-a-kind carriage collection, along with Western art. And the CFD Western Art Show exhibit is on now through August 16th. Also enjoy the history of CFD's growth, from a dream into the daddy of them all. The museum houses the CFD Hall of Fame inductees. The Dandies exhibit, celebrating their 50th anniversary of these young women who are the year-round ambassadors for Cheyenne Frontier Days. The CFD Old West Museum is now open daily from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m., located at 4610 KRAE Avenue on the northeast corner of Frontier Park. It's fun for the entire family, and don't forget to visit the website at oldwestmuseum.org.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned, full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with a pretty good chance for showers and afternoon thunder. Some of these storms could be severe. Expected daytime high near 83. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance for evening showers and thunderstorms. Our low down to 54. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're calling for mostly sunny in the morning. Increasing clouds throughout the day with showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. We're calling for a daytime high near 84. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a very good chance for showers and evening thunder. Our low dropping down to 53 degrees.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
We are back for our final segment here on Wyoming Sports Talk today, and
Yeah, let's be real honest here, Nick. I'm smelling what The Rock is cooking here. I mean, let's be real honest. The Rock, thanks to, and again, he owes a lot to one Vince McMahon for the.
Yes.
Well, in addition to the career that he had in the WWE, Vince McMahon expanded his career into the acting world as well too.
That was kind of The Rock's doing of, again, him being that kind of superstar in Hollywood.
But the WWE, if you go look at the credits.
It was a launching pad, but also, too, it was him to, again, act or at least take up the roles and, again, be that kind of wannabe superstar on the screen.
But you look at the Scorpion King, those movies there, those were financed in part too by one Vince McMahon.
They were not financed by them, but
the WWE had a big role in it. But anyway,
they weren't financed, so that's a universal project. But again, either way, though, again, yes, does have at least a little bit of the WWE and Vince McMahon to thank for again starting out his on TV at least career and put him in the limelight to where he is now of one of the biggest known commodities, one of the biggest known personnel across the entire planet at this point. Again, at least I wouldn't doubt money-wise.
Well off, yeah.
He's
without
a doubt of what he's been doing, especially in Hollywood. So I came out today where Vince McMahon, we know, or at least around the closure, the height of the pandemic, so to speak, back in March, where I came out, the XFL originally said, hey, we're halting season. The season is done like the rest of the pro leagues. They basically canceled it, and then the dominoes kind of fell after that where, all right, it's canceled. Well, now it's bankrupt, and now
Chapter 11, basically we're out of business.
Vince McMahon just sold it, or at least got rid of it, and now it was kind of sitting. The XFL new generation 2021 was, again, just kind of floating in ether at this point in time, where it was just waiting someone to buy up the property, and there were rumors that ESPN was looking into it. Disney was looking to pick it up, but it came out now that the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has purchased it for $15 million, along with also some business partners. So, again, Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, that was involved in the original XFL, where he was his persona was out there for a few contests. To
more of a consultant.
He was more so to hype up the crowd, so to speak. But again,
here's the deal.
He's also a former football player, so
Chapter 11 again is, if Vince McMahon would have filed Chapter 7, that we wouldn't be having this discussion. It's Chapter 11, so Vince kind of left it open. It's now in the hands of the bankruptcy court. And matter of fact, the sale must be approved by a bankruptcy judge at a hearing coming up on Friday. The Bankruptcy Court's Committee of Unsecured Creditors filed an objection based on certain assets included in the sale. Again, the sale price right now for the XFL is $15 million. Well, again, don't know the balance sheet, so to speak. Don't know who Vince owes or the XFL owes in general.
And again, there were stories that came out that the XFL and Vince McMahon, that ownership group, owed Commissioner at least Oliver Luck some money that he at least didn't get in his contract. Wouldn't doubt there's probably other monies like that around the league that are probably still owed to whether it is personnel, people, facilities. Who knows at this point in time? But again, as of right now, The Rock is purchasing the XFL. It seems like naming rights and everything for just $15 million. So does that mean that we will have XFL Part 3 coming up in 2021? Not a guarantee.
Well, but it's in the works. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And I look at this,
it's a good sign, though, where, again, I say for XFL 2020, for what it was a good start. It garnered a lot of attention, without a doubt, of how unique it was, how open and wide, at least how fan-centric it was, how open it was to the fans as well, too, where it, in the core of what was year one, the rookie season of the XFL Part 2, it had a lot of good promise. So if that continues in 2021, or at least sometime in the near future, again, be interested to see what this league kind of develops into.
Well, and I'm kind of trying to do the numbers here because I've seen these type of buys before, and I would venture to say Rock and his group are probably trying to get this for about a third of what the debt is. The debt probably is around $45 million. Yeah. And again, when you're in a bankruptcy situation, basically The Rock is going to give dime on a dollar.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get some money, I've got some money here for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. $15 million for The Rock is pretty much just chump change at this point in time, where the guy's worth umpteenth amount. So again, it made sense. Where is Vince McMahon now going to find a way to wiggle in and join The Rock on this project or anything like that? There could be a possibility, but
they're very close.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me.
But yeah, it wouldn't shock. And also too, it seems like that could be the possibility where, hey, reached out to him and saying, hey, this is available. If you want to purchase this and take care of it, go right ahead.
And again, remember, the McMahon family has taken care of the Johnson family, again, with his dad, Rocky Johnson, High Chief Peter Maivia, his grandfather. So, again, there's a lot of close ties between the WWE, Vince McMahon, and the Johnson family. So, yeah, I would not be shocked at all that Vince McMahon will be in there as some type of consultant. Because, again, even though I still disagree with you, the concept is not a bad idea for the XFL. I just wish it would be fall. Again, it still proves to me spring football is not going to be successful in its current state.
Again, it could have been. It was just what took it out was a pandemic.
It still wasn't drawing the fans, though.
It drew fans. Again, there were crowds. I think Seattle had one of the largest crowds up there, where, again, those fans can be kind of very loyal to their
the 12th man of the Seahawks.
Yeah, without a doubt. So it was garnering fans. It was not like no one was attending these games.
No, the average attendance was about 18,000.
I think
but
the teams that were
60...
struggling, like the Dallas Renegades and so on and so forth, that's where you saw some of the difficulty. But again, that's kind of that's to be seen, especially even on the pro level, where, hey, this team sucks, I'm not attending. Well, especially in a new league.
Again,
hey,
like I said, 18,000 fans average in 60,000 seat venues. It looks empty. Just
but again, like we were not anticipating that these were going to be full venues at all. It was pretty much of, hey, the lower bowl, and that's about it.
No.
And again, the areas that it crept out of that lower bowl was Seattle and also to St. Louis.
Well, and I hope the bankruptcy court does approve the group that Dwayne Johnson represents, and they approve this sale, and maybe we'll have spring football again. I disagree with spring football, but if we have spring football in 2021, maybe it'll have a different look under the Rock.
They might have an advantage where who knows if the NFL goes and the delay of at least to spring football for the XFL if they go 2021 might be an advantage.
Yeah, don't know right now. All right, well, we got to wrap things up here. We want to remind you we got Gunsmoke ×2 from 8 until 9 this evening. The other one, the Railroad Hour.
Which is ×2 because it got split up. At least the episodes that I have in place are now 30-minute episodes.
Okay, so
it's still an hour full of it.
The Railroad Hour with 2 episodes coming up between 9 and 10, our Golden Age of Radio Theater.